that you're going to be jumping back and forth. Hyalus, yeah, we love having you on. But yeah, and D Gully, I'm sorry, but you're watching the Steelers. We can't be friends, dude. Just can't. No, no, I hate the Steelers. Ivan Bays. Yes, we're starting to get ready and go. We do have quite a few interesting topics to cover today, and we, as usual, do have the Sith Lord with some very interesting information. Yeah, I swear for you guys who are in chat right now before the show, I swear, I think when I start talking, it scares you guys and you freeze over the keyboard. It's hilarious to me. Really, guys? We haven't even gotten started yet, and you guys have already given us two thumbs down. We feel so loved here, guys. I mean, we feel absolutely loved. All right, guys, we are just about to get started here in just a few seconds. We definitely hope you enjoy the live stream today, and we appreciate each and every one of you being here.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome to the Podcast. That's right. Give it up. Give it up for the kid here. Your home for, and my video was skipping. That's why we just sort of went over the top of this. I really need to set up a whole nother computer just to handle the stream. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Anyway, welcome to the Podcast, your home for rational crypto news and objectivity, leaving emotion at the door and talking about what we like, why we like it, and where we see it going. We are not offering financial advice. Nay, nay. We are telling you what we do, and that is all. We don't slow down. We don't let up. Full speed is our only speed. I am your host, Scott, pragmatic investor who has won and lost fortunes. And joining me, as always, is the greatest producer of all time, Belle. How are we doing tonight, Belle?
I'm having a really good day so far. It's not nighttime yet, by the way.
What did I say?
You said you were hoping I was having a good night.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I used the same script, the intro portion of it here, guys. You know, I can do this. This is the member stream, all right? Go fuck yourself. I love the member streams, man. We have a tendency to talk about what others are not talking about and bringing the focus onto use case cryptos because, as we know, these are what drive the market and bring innovation to a world that desperately needs it. The status quo is no longer acceptable, and it's time for a technological revolution. Welcome to crypto, and welcome to the Podcasts. All right, boys and ghouls. Huh? Almost October, man. I'm excited. I love Halloween. I got stuck working last night. Apologies for missing the member stream, which is, you know what? It's turned into my favorite part of the week. I love being able to say anything, and particularly love being able to say anything to a receptive audience. But we're not quite making enough money doing YouTube. Doing it to do it full time. Work comes first, and I'm sure you guys get that. The bear is, I spend a lot of time on my prep. I really do. That's why this is for income revenue to hours spent. I am so far, I'm so far in the red, man. But the bear of it is that what I had written up for yesterday doesn't apply to today because crypto moves fast, and crypto reporting with rational thought, the way we do it, it moves even faster. You know, it sometimes it makes me, this is my dirty little secret, it does make me wish we had gone a different direction sometimes. Stick with pure technical analysis, put the charts up there, tell you what happened as if we made it occur. We could pump everything to the moon and just try big flashy thumbnails and try stuff like that. That's got to be nice, man. I mean, it really has to be nice to be able to be a wild YouTube success. And some of these guys are really, really killing it and never saying a word. It must be nice to be able to do that sometimes. But I don't want to ever take the chance that someone might listen to me and blow their money. So I can't do it. And we're going to stick with the formula that we're using right now. Seems to agree with our particular audience, and we're just going to stay right there. But we're going to get back to some very, very basics this time. At least in the monologue portion, at least here. I had a video made up, but I haven't released it yet, and I thought you guys might be able to give me some feedback and tell me if it's ready. We are an AMP channel. First and foremost, man, we're an AMP channel. I couldn't be happier about that because out of every single crypto that exists, I think the one that has the most potential to change the entire world, that's the legacy world and the crypto world, is AMP. And let me tell you why. That's why you come here, right? That's why you give me $5 a month so that I can tell you why. Cardano, Solana, they are making monster strides in the level 1 world and will be the future of the DeFi. Ethereum had its time, but the more growth we have in crypto, the more it becomes apparent that Ethereum isn't working. Ethereum 2.0 is in the future. It's someday. It's beta test. We're going to do something with it. Just you wait and see. But it is a beta test based on what is already working for Solana and Cardano. And both of those networks exist now. Ethereum is completely banking on name recognition. And one of the things I never hear folks discuss in regards to today's market as it exists. How much change would there be in the entire DeFi world if it was as affordable to trade on the DEX as it is to trade on Coinbase? Coinbase, Gemini, etc. They control the crypto world effectively right now. They choose the coins for the visibility, gives them validation, and elevates a coin like Shiba Inu over an actual use case token like VeChain. I'm not going to have this argument anymore. I'm not going to do it. Shiba Inu is a shit coin. It's absolute shit. It does dick. Its purpose is to scalp late investors and reward early investors. That is multi-level marketing. That's a Ponzi scheme. You cannot rationalize it away. Just admit that you're okay with the Ponzi scheme as long as you aren't on the bottom. Stop trying to pitch this as anything other than what it is, precisely what it is. Now, I use that, and again, I would never say this on the public stream. I don't know how many of our members are invested in Shiba Inu. Just be honest about why you're in it. Just be honest, man. It's hopium, all right? You hope more people pick up on this. That's why you were so excited about a Coinbase listing. Just be honest. I'm honest. Be honest yourselves. I use this one to illustrate the point that these major exchanges are having way too much control over the entire DeFi, and in my opinion, are affecting it negatively. I would argue that many people would be willing to invest in a great deal of these off-brand but better tokens if the swap didn't cost them $55 at the best time because Ethereum is so damn choked. Solana, ADA, solves that problem, but you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait until those networks are built on and they have the name recognition of Ethereum. It's going to be a while still. Until then, these exchanges are going to maintain control in what we trade in and what effect that is going to have on the way DeFi grows, which direction it grows. Why do you think Coinbase went public? Why do you think they went public? They needed capital. They needed capital because they need to hold liquidity in the tokens that they offer on their exchanges. They don't just exist. It just doesn't poof. It's not done for free. They need to hold the liquidity before they can sell the liquidity. In order to get the capital that they needed to purchase the liquidity of the tokens that they're offering, they had to go public. And I say it probably went okay. You know, I mean, it started high, it dropped down. You know, welcome to an initial stock offering, man. This is nothing new here. But they needed that capital so that they could continue to decide what you were going to invest in, what they are going to pump. They are leveraging their own name. I have no problem with this. I have zero problem with this. What they're doing, how they're doing it, so forth. This is the way it works. So I have no issue with it. I do have an issue with them elevating a lot of crap coins that really should not be validated. And that's what happens when you list on Coinbase. It's validated. Suddenly, well, Coinbase believes in it, must be a good product. Shiba Inu must be a good product. Look, it's on Coinbase. This is literally the argument, and I spend time on their forum. You want to see tiers? You want to see hopium? Go to the Shiba Inu Reddit. That's it. Anytime you can't even, it's like talking negatively about AMP. If you talk negatively about Shiba, or if you go to that forum and say anything that does not toe the absolute line, the cultist line there, it's like going to AMP and speaking negatively about it. You will be savaged. I mean, absolutely savaged. The difference is that Shiba's not going to change the world, all right? And AMP is. I 100% fully agree with this. I won't even talk about DTA. I know everybody likes DTA. I know he's very, very popular on the AMP, over on the AMP Reddit. Everyone look forward to it. He can't post anymore. He can't talk anymore. He can't do any of that stuff anymore due to the nature of his new employment. But he and I still talk offline. And he has deniability. I could be making all of this up. So he has deniability. I'm not risking his employment. But we have some discussions in regards to AMP that I won't even say on the member stream because it will absolutely crush any kind of trying to think of the right word here. It would crush any kind of the faith that you guys might even remotely have in me, because as soon as we start talking about this, all of a sudden, oh no, it's hopium. He's riding that train. It's not, man. All right, it's not hopium. It's a 30,000-foot view of the way the world works, the way the market works, the way economics work. It is a 30,000-foot view that encompasses both financial incentives as well as government overreach. When I put all of the comings and goings of the world, when I put them all together into a single pile, and I look at it from 30,000 views or 30,000 feet, I feel like Doctor Strange. I really do. Anybody see those movies? I know we have an entire All About the Geek channel on the over on the Discord. So if I say, have you seen the Avengers movies? I know you guys have seen the Avengers movies. I feel like Doctor Strange on this, man. I really do. All right, I've looked at this a million different ways, and I really only see one path out of this. So it's like, how many of them, remember, Avengers? How many of, how many of these, I just looked at this a million different ways. How many of them worked out for us? Just one. I see the same thing here, all right? I really do. I see the same thing. How many of these paths work out for us? I see just one. So if I was to give you where I think AMP is going to go, where I believe, the reason that I'm investing in it, where I think it's going to go, nobody would believe me. You would stop. You wouldn't be a member anymore. You would, oh, nope, he's off the reservation now. He's just doing hopium shit. So that's why I don't talk about it. But I assure you that offline, we talk about this a lot. This is the main focus of what we are, what we do, and how we do it. Because nobody else can do what AMP can do. Nothing else is. There is no competitor to AMP. I'm sorry. There is no competitor to AMP. And that is a fight that I'm willing to have. People come at, what about Cody? What about ACH? These are payment processors. What about Visa? None of these are competitors to AMP because they cannot do what AMP can do. And the value in AMP is what it's not doing yet. The big value, the thing that separates this little token from every other little token on there is what it's not doing yet, but what it can do. Now, you could call that hopium. I call it inevitable. It will happen. And when it happens, the discussions that we're having right now will seem so infantile. How the hell could we have been talking about this? How the hell could we have established a channel talking about AMP the way we're talking about it right now? Because we do have to do it pragmatically. That's our channel. That's what we do. All right, we do pragmatism. But when I get some hopium in me, boys, I'm so tempted to just fire off this, to just absolutely fire this shit off. I am so tempted to do it. Not because I think I'm going to get you to invest more in AMP. Pretty much all of us, AMP is low right now. So we have our money in it. All right. I don't have a lot more to put in until something changes. And it will. It will. It's going to shake up. But until something really starts to change like that, I don't have a lot more to put in it. And I don't put my own capital in AMP anymore. All of my initial capital that I was comfortable putting into AMP is already into AMP. Everything else that I put into AMP now is profits from my shorts. And if you notice the coin callouts that I do, for my shorts, I stick with small market caps. Those are the ones that are going to have the volatility that I'm looking for me to be able to profit on them. So when I say, and I called out Poly yesterday at 60 cents. Obviously, it's down a little bit. Whole market's trending. It's kind of icky right now. But that one's going to 75 and 80 cents again. It will. Because something funny happened to it. It pumped. It listed on Coinbase, and it pumped. And once something lists on Coinbase and pumps, the entire nature of what it was changes in the minds of the investors. So I was talking about Poly at a quarter. You guys saw the videos. You saw it. I was in front of it because I knew what is possible, even pragmatically. But from a higher view, I know what's going to happen. It's not a gift, man. It's just some things are really, really obvious. They pop out of a slot. So when I mentioned Poly, when I mentioned Fetch, when I mentioned all these other things, there was a reason for that. They had no chance of sustaining those all-time highs. They were a pump. But once it pumps, you start getting into the all-time high fallacy. Now, this is something else that really drives many investors right into the ground, is the all-time high fallacy. The belief that because it hit $1.15, it will hit it again. There is absolutely no data to back that up. And we got Emery on here. Emery's he was going to go do his Brotherhood of Steel, but they canceled practice. Emery, let me ask you something, man. I know it's not your time yet, but let me ask you something. Because Poly went to, what was it, about $1.13? Because it went to $1.13 at one time, is that any guarantee that it's going to go to $1.13 again?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. But try to convince YouTube people that make polymath videos. Try to convince them that it won't, because that's the selling point. That's the selling point. It's why I hate so many of these damn channels, man. It breaks my heart that they use this to sell and suck people in. All right, it has nothing to do with what it did. What it will do has absolutely nothing to do with what it did. And they're absolutely scalping these people on this stuff. All right. Anyway, guys, look, we got an awful lot to talk about today. We're going to have some fun with it. I hope you guys don't mind me sober. So when I'm sober, I tend to rant more. You would think it would go the other way, but you know what? The booze mellows me out. It just relaxes me, and now, you know what? It'll keep. So no, we're going to probably be getting into a few more. You're probably going to hear me thundering away a little bit more today than you usually do on Thursdays. But not to worry. We have the calm, soothing presence of Emery, who's going to be coming up here right after I take a very short break. And, of course, we always have Belle here to rein me in. So I don't know if there are any questions, comments, concerns, or observations, Belle, but if there are, I have time for one. Members get priority, and everybody here is a member. Anybody got anything to say?
No, okay. So Hyalus was asking, is Coinbase doing a stock buyback but with coins?
No. Well, you know what? They could. I haven't looked into that. It's a good question. I haven't looked into if they're doing any kind of clawback on that. I would have been nervous. If I was Coinbase, I would have been very, very nervous with this initial offer, with this IPO, because you're offering up your what could conceivably be control of your own board of directors. You're offering it up to people who are not crypto people. They are traditional stock people, and they get it, all right? But they're not crypto people. And crypto people and stock people, legacy people think way, way, way differently. They absolutely do. So what are they doing with it? I don't know. I couldn't even tell you the value of Coinbase's stock right now. I have no idea. I'm sure during the break, I promise you, Emery's going to look it up because this is kind of his wheelhouse, man. So I promise you that Emery's going to look it up. So to answer your question, Hyalus, I don't know. I have no idea what they're doing with it. They should be. They should try. They should be trying to claw it back. Yeah. It all happened at a funny time, man, because right after they did it, the market crashed hard. So all of that liquidity that they bought at before the crash is worth 30 or 40% less than what they paid for it. That's not good. That ain't good. So anyway, guys, if you can give me 60 seconds, we're going to be right back. We got Emery, we got Belle, we have open everything this time. All right, so let's have some fun. Let's enjoy it, and let's say what we can't say on the public stream. So, boys and girls,
we'll be right back.
Oh, look at there. I had to approve a comment from D Gully. This is the member stream, man. I have got to turn off the profanity filter on here. I don't care what you say in the member stream. All right, you're paying for this. If you're paying for it, you should be able to. Be able to type and say whatever the hell you want. Don't be violent. Don't do that. I leave the violence to me. But yeah, aside from that, guys, it's pretty much free reign. Emery talked me into a short one, and I am drinking that Rock Gut that one of our members was nice enough to send me. It almost made me go blind, but almost ain't blind. So cheers, man. we're gonna keep this stuff coming because I am a highly functional alcoholic. Just illustrating that little point there. All right. Oh, I got to turn on the cameras, guys. I love I love the member stream, man. Look at there. And who do we got there? Look at there. We got the Sith Lord. All right, Emery. What do you have to talk? You know what? I'm not saying anything else until somebody gives us at least one thumbs up. We have 2 thumbs down. When we started, I didn't say a word yet, man. I hit the button and thumbs down. I dig it.
Maybe
I think
that's why.
Is that it?
Rant. That's how you get those thumbs up.
Yeah, I got it. I can rant. You guys have heard it go on. I'm in a good mood, man. You know, I got to work this weekend. They did have their baby, the people I was filling in for, little bouncing baby boy. So congratulations to, I won't name them because it's not their thing. But congratulations to the family. So I went and did a couple of PMs for them, and they had a baby. So you know what? All in all, guys, that's a circle of life, and that is a good. There we go. We got some thumbs up. All right, Emery, what do you got for us?
Well, we can go a number of different directions today. I know there are some coin reviews we wanted me to do, as well as some other interesting topics that we discussed a bit earlier. Do we have a choice, or we just want to go through all of it?
Serve it up.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
You know what? Now, save the coin reviews. Save the coin reviews.
Wait for those.
Yeah. Because, I don't want to attack him right here on the member stream. So you're up and wrong. I look through the comments.
Not even Plants vs. Undead?
No. You know what? You can do Plants vs. Undead, man. That's been funny as shit. Give me the Plants vs. Undead review. And for those who are wondering, I think it bottomed out. I did, and I bought some. All right. Just let you know. I had to buy it. I had to buy enough to cover the gas fees, so that wasn't such a hit. I bought some because I want something to talk about. That's all it is, man. I got to be entertaining on here, and that entertains the shit out of me. So, Emery, give me your review on Plants vs. Undead while I drink some of this punishing whiskey here. Go ahead, man.
So, I don't know if you look, but it's trading today at just under $3.
It's a piece of shit. I'm not arguing that, man. Carry on, please.
All right. If you want my professional opinion on what this coin is worth, it is 0.00 cents.
And I think, I think it's about there, man. But you know what? You don't take in the psychology of this entire thing. I take in the psychology of this and the fact that's my job. All right. That's my job. Your job is to tell me it's worth shit. My job is to tell you why I think it is worth something. Please carry on, man. Go. Come on.
Yeah, that's a crazy coin. There's not a whole lot of information. They have a web page, but it's just all about their game. And there are some coins that literally generate their price from little mini games that they have.
Yes, that's part of it. So it literally, as opposed to Shiba Inu, has a small use case. Fuck you. Carry on.
It does. So yeah, I mean it's a silly coin.
It is. I love it.
Where if you want to play their game and get their coins and go for it, the problem that it solves in the crypto world is boredom and lassitude. But that's about it.
I'm telling you, man, the fact that this thing is leading AMP in 24-hour volume is wonderful, and
Huge market cap.
Dude, a big market cap for this. Because you're forgetting about the NFTs, aren't you? Because I noticed that during your valuation of 0.00, you didn't mention NFTs.
All right, so NFTs.
There we go. Come on now, keep it coming.
All right, so this is a very interesting market, the NFTs.
Yeah.
My opinion may change in the future depending on how well these things go, but I think they're currently a fad, and then that they will eventually drop off the face of the earth. That's my opinion.
No, okay. You know what else was called a fad? You ever hear of it's an invention? It's called a bicycle. You ever hear that? It's called a fad. How about oh, I don't know. How about makeup? It was called a fad. How about jogging?
Yeah.
How about sports fitness? How about street lingerie? That yoga shit that girls wear, it's absolutely 100% sexy. It is eye candy, and they can walk around in it. Street lingerie. It was also
What is
considered.
street lingerie? I've never even heard of that.
Belle, help me out here.
Okay, we're talking like leggings, Emery, and sports bras.
Wow. Yeah. I don't understand that. But maybe you can answer another question for me. What is it with the younger generation and wanting to pretend like they're not wearing pants under a huge sweatshirt? Can you tell me what that is? I know you've seen it. There are this huge ass shirt and the shorts. The shorts are cool, but they want to trick people that I think they're wearing pants. I don't get that.
Are you asking me, man? I'm a 50-year-old guy, dude. I wear as many clothes as possible. Nobody wants to see me. I'm on my sailboat wearing pants. All right, nobody wants to see this.
I have no idea what's up with that, Emery. Even my oldest daughter, who is in that age group, thinks that is a very, very stupid idea.
You know what? Anything that shows more skin and leaves something to the imagination, I'm a big fan. I am a huge fan. Thank you, ladies. But I want to circle around because I'm not letting you off the hook here, Emery.
Oh man!
All of these things that are considered fads are now multi-billion-dollar marketplaces. Huge, stunning. Couldn't imagine living without them. Makeup was a fad. All right? It's never going to go anywhere. Girls are just doing it. It'll stop. It'll go away. It's a fad. How big is the market now? Street lingerie. It's a fad. How big is that market? NFT, you're going to say the same thing, man. I agree. And you know what? Hell with you, man. I'm allowed to cut you off. This is the member stream. And I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to get any hateful emails on this one. How dare you cut off? And they called you Eli. They loved you so much they didn't even know your damn name, man. Isn't that great? I love YouTube, man. I have a ball. You can call it a fad. You can, but you know what? You cannot ignore the results of this fad. And the results of this fad are leading literally to the choking of Ethereum. Because of all these fucking NFTs that people are pushing around, they're choking up a network with what I agree with you is a dumb thing, man. I don't own any NFTs. I'm not going to put any up. All right, but if somebody would like to create some NFTs on our behalf, I am giving you license right now to use screenshots of our show. So here's the first one. Scott B. Rating Emery. Ready? There you go. Take that screenshot, and you can put it, and we'll make it an NFT, man. Hey, we're going to be something someday.
And it's something that a lot of people are getting into, especially if you're, a newer songwriter or what have you, some kind of artist. They're making $5 NFTs, and people buy them for quadruple, 10 times the price, things like that, just to say that they have them.
You bet.
No different than just having a painting by Monet in your room. It's not the painting itself is it's just a painting, but people put value on it. So
yes, and it's the pet rock, man. It's the pet rock. All right. It's what's in that box? A fucking rock. That's what's in there. But you could say you own a pet rock. This was a fad, guys. For us older folks, we certainly remember one. I own a pet rock. I gave them money for a rock and a really cool little book because I've always admired that. That was the NFT before there was such a thing as an NFT. All right. These fads come and go. They do. But we don't forget them. And they still have value. I would love you to go to do something. Go to eBay. Go to some of these things and say, I'm looking for an original pet rock in the box, untampered with. This is what you're looking for. Huge money. All right, these things are not going away ever. They are not going away.
It's a $1 billion market. It's very big.
That's why you can get value. The value that you have, the market cap that you have out of a dumb ass coin like Plants vs. Undead. And have it sustain value. Have it have a higher 24-hour volume than AMP. This is fact. There's a reason that I mention it. There's a reason that I put it on all of this stuff because I want to illustrate. I want to keep people grounded in reality. And the reality is that a lot of the market is stupid. It's just not bright, man. And people will buy anything. I love this. I love this. This is why we're literally talking about the great Scott crypto. Because, and I can put a use case to it, man. We're having fun with this. You got to enjoy your time. You really got to enjoy your time in the DeFi. And accept the fact that this isn't going away. This is going to grow, and that we are in early. That's why you can have something like Shiba Inu. That's why you can have something like Richie Rich or Bonfire or SafeMoon or all these other dumbass carnival coins that people invest in because they get there's a formula for it, and it's called push, and it's called get in early. It's called push it. It's called celebrity endorsement, and all of a sudden this is a thing. This isn't a thing. Yeah. It's a thing that will make money for the people who create it, but it is an absolute shitstorm for people who buy in on the hype that won't do their research. There's a reason that we say due diligence, read the paper, due diligence, read the white paper. There's a reason that we do that. And so that you don't get fucked, because people are getting fucked in here so hard and losing so much money, man. And it absolutely breaks my heart. But again, old 50-year-old man is not going to convince a 21-year-old kid who's new to the DeFi that he's making a good decision by buying SafeMoon. I'm never going to be able to convince him that it's shit. I'm just not. As long as something like Plant versus Undead exists and that it has a higher 24-hour volume than AMP, what the hell do I know, man? What do I know? Go ahead, Emery, carry on. I'm loving this tonight, by the way. Today I'm having a ball.
Yeah. And I did look into this crypto. Plants versus Undead got me interested in what other interesting cryptos are out there, and I'm not quite sure that there's really what you might just call a market correction for them. I just think they'll just pop up and they might just stay there for a while. They're not going to phase out as soon as they got here.
No. They develop a little cult following, and people are not going to let it go. I mean, there's still people that are invested in Bonfire that are convinced it's going to be the new thing. It's a Shiba clone. It does dick. How many different things do you have out there that say Doge in the title, and they're still there?
Yeah, right. So many. Yeah. And there's nothing you can do about them. They can't be, sought after in any kind of practical way. They can't be done.
No.
What do you say about a coin like Plants versus Undead that has a higher trading value than AMP? Does that mean it's worth more? Does that mean what do you do with it? What do you do with that information?
Well, dude, I mean, you're in economics. You studied this. You understand how it works. The worth of a product, when you take away all of the wrapping and all the ribbons and all the bullshit, the worth of a product is exactly what somebody will pay for the product. And there is no way to argue that into falsehood. You just can't. It
kind of depends. I'm gonna challenge you on that one.
Okay, go ahead, because
What's a bottle of water worth? You go to the store, it's $1.50. A bottle of water. Everyone needs water, right?
They do.
Now, why does a bottle of water cost more in one region than it does in another?
I don't know.
Everyone
supply and
needs
demand.
Water, right?
Well, it's supply and demand.
Well, it's really not supply and demand. Some people can charge water. You remember in that Chicago crisis? Not Chicago. What was that city where people just couldn't drink? I think it was in Illinois. They had really terrible.
Flint, Michigan.
Flint,
Michigan.
yes.
Michigan. Thank you.
Yep.
Nestle was charging $4 or $5 a bottle there.
Yeah, God bless them. Huh?
You can't. Right. That's you can argue that water is a human
How
right.
could? Oh, wait.
Supply and
Now,
demand issue.
I'll let you go on this one a little bit, but how is that not exactly a supply and demand issue? If people will pay $5 because they have no choice, how is this anything but a supply and demand issue? Because if they had any other choice,
the value of water. It doesn't represent the value of water.
No, you're trying to spin this wrong, man. All right, let's go back to Adam Smith. Let's go all the way back to Adam Smith. The worth of a product is what somebody will pay for the product. Now, we can dress this up all we want. Well, if this would have happened or this would have happened, but it didn't. It didn't. Therefore, if the price, it's a regional cost because it's a regional issue. You could take these same bottles of water and go to Djibouti, Africa, and guess what you can charge for them then? Right, anything you want. anything that you want. All right, that's supply and demand, and that's purely supply and demand. I understand what you're saying. I just disagree with it. All right, it's worth what it's worth.
And and I'm not the. It's fine to disagree, but what I'm pointing out is that it because it costs differently, throughout whatever region you're in, it does not necessarily reflect what the price of water a person needs is. It doesn't reflect the true price of that. So
oh yeah. No, you're talking about
that's what I'm saying. It is supply and demand, but that's not everything, because the market, unfortunately, isn't perfect. It's perfect in a perfect world. We don't live in a perfect world.
No, well, I mean, you're talking about an intrinsic value versus a market value. This exists in crypto. This is why our entire channel exists, is for an intrinsic value versus a market value. The intrinsic value of a bottle of water, I think $1's fair just about anywhere. Not because it's worth $1, but because the dollar is so fucking inflated that, that it'll get you a bottle of water. That's what it'll get you. But the market value of that same bottle of water in Flint, Michigan was $5. All right, that's a market value versus intrinsic value. So that, again, man, this is crypto in a nutshell. The nifty thing about it is that because crypto is borderless, there is no real supply and demand issue. It's not a regional thing. AMP is not worth more here than it is in China, that it is in Indonesia, than it is in fucking Djibouti, Africa. It's worth what it's worth. And this is why I'm such a big fan of it. Now, I want you to apply that very rationale to money, currency. Not money, but currency. Apply that very rationale to currency. And that if you have a fixed standard that will exist borderless all over the world, do you understand how much this changes the entire game? Everything changes when you have a fixed standard like this. And this is why I keep referring to AMP as gold, because it is, in fact, a store of wealth. It is not speculative. It is worth what it's worth, and it's worth there all over the world. That's why it can exist in El Salvador. That's why it can exist in Ukraine, in Panama, anywhere in the world, and have the same intrinsic value. That's why I'm so excited about this. I cannot get this across. And if I go like this in any of the videos, I'm going to be laughed, mocked, shooked, and unsubscribed from, because I can't say all of this on it. But everything I'm saying is absolutely fundamentally true. That's why AMP will change the world. Absolutely will change the world. And because it's a DeFi product, it doesn't exist at the due to the whims of a government. It doesn't exist in that. It exists because we support it. And because it can exist the same way all over the world. It's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. So, yeah. That's my 30,000-foot view. And if you read between the lines of everything I just said, I think you might start to see where I predict AMP going. You guys always ask me for a price prediction. I won't give you a price prediction. I'll give you a market cap prediction. And this is stuff that, again, DTA and Emery, that we all discuss offline. I'm seeing if anybody's listening. You know what? Not going to do it. I can't even do it here, man. I love my members. I really do, man. But if I say this,
how can you come up with a market prediction? What's your model for doing something like that?
I go back to a model that existed at the dawn of man. I go back to I go back to what have we always used? What has always been the base of trade? For mankind, as long as mankind's been civilized, what has always been the basis of our currency? I'm asking you, Emery. What has always been the basis of our currency? What has always been a fixed standard throughout the world?
Entertain me and tell me. I don't know.
Gold and silver. Precious metals has always been the fixed standard of currency as long as mankind has been civilized. Always. It's always been gold and silver. There's a fixed standard. Yeah, look it up. What do you think? Let's go back to one of the early societies civilized. Let's go back to Rome. What was their manner of trade? What did they use as a currency? How about this? What is currency used for? You know what? I'm not going to go that basic. But it's always been gold and silver has always been a fixed standard because gold and silver has an intrinsic value, an understood value all over the world. All right. The amount of goods and services that I can purchase in the United States with an ounce of gold is equivalent to the amount of goods and services I can purchase for that same 1 ounce bar of gold in China, in Russia, in Indonesia, anywhere. All right. I can get a fixed amount of goods and services for that 1 ounce bar of gold. And this escapes a lot of people because we don't think like that anymore. We think currency. How many yuan can I get for my dollars? All right. It's not like that. There's a fixed standard. Everybody understands. Mankind I think we just innately understand it. We understand it because even though we've been doing our absolute best to suppress precious metals, it doesn't count. It doesn't matter. It doesn't, It still exists and people still innately understand it. That's why governments still hoard precious metals, because we understand that this is a hedge against everything. It's a hedge against inflation. AMP is a hedge against currency manipulation. AMP is a hedge against fractional banking. AMP is a hedge against all of these things. And nobody else is doing this. All right? Nobody else is even close. ACH, Cody, all these other things, they're neat, they're ideas. All right? But they are nothing like a gold-backed pay rail that AMP is. Not going to be, but it is. I can prove it right now. El Salvador, fuck you, mic drop. I've made my point. So who else can do it? I got to say it, man. Who else could do it? Emery, who else could do that?
Currently no one. I know that Cody's trying to do something like it, but they're not there.
No, not even close, man. They are not even close. They keep coming up there, asset agnostic and do all that. Okay, dude, who's your level 2? We got Lightning. What do you got? What do you got? Oh, you're going to be making a partnership? Oh, you're going to roll into a Cardano? I absolutely love that. I believe it. They can't do what AMP can do. Nobody can do what AMP can do. They can't. I will argue it. Get them on my show. I will go on their show, and I will argue it all the way into the ground because I'm right. Because I'm correct, and deep down you know it. You might think that the price reflects it, and I know it always comes back, man. It always comes back to, well, look at it, it's at 0.45 cents. Yeah, it is now. It's now.
Well, what is more important than now, though? If you take a look at you take a 30,000 foot view, right? Mm-hmm. So you see it going up in the future. Can you back it up? What's something that makes you think that it's going to rise when it literally has not shown that kind of growth in a very long time?
Politics of the nation, politics of the world. That's what gives me hope, because these governments are hyperinflating their own currencies into obscurity. And you want to say, how about Zimbabwe? Do you have any Zimbabwe money? I have one framed over my desk.
I have notes in my closet.
I have a $1 trillion Zimbabwe bill framed right over my desk because I like to be I like to be reminded that currency is interpretive if it's not backed by gold. That's where I like to be reminded of that. So I have a $1 trillion Zimbabwe note framed. I got it on eBay. It cost 40 cents. It was well worth it. It cost me $3 to ship it and 40 cents for the note. I was happy to pay it, man, because I think people need memories. They need reminders of shit like this. So I'm a big fan of these reminders. So you keep asking where.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. You go ahead, because I was going to finish a thought, but you go ahead.
When AMP becomes, as we might think, a global way of trade, how does it become different? How does it become different than currency that we're used to? Why doesn't it boil down to the same thing?
Because it's immutable. There are rules. There are rules to AMP. Did you read the white paper yet, Emery? Please tell me you did.
I did, but that doesn't mean that rules can't be changed. They have been changed. I mean,
nope,
Bitcoin
they can't.
Protocol's been changed twice.
It has.
Protocol's been changed twice.
It has. It absolutely has, and I completely agree with you. The difference in this one is because Bitcoin is a speculative coin, and it could probably take that. AMP, fundamentally, can only exist the way it exists. As soon as it is manipulated, it stops existing. It's gone. Even the people who designed it, the people who built it, the people who did the math only works if it stays to its structure as when it was born. If it's changed, if they mute it, if they do it. And that's not saying they can't fork it. It's not saying that they can't do any of those things. But AMP, as it exists right now, can only function as it exists right now. If you change it, if you change the supply, if you burn it, AMP ceases to exist. And even the people who have their money in there right now, the people who are doing this are well aware of that. It can only exist the way it exists. I have war gamed it. What would happen if they burned? What would happen if they did anything to this to mute it? What would happen? And the only, I did my Doctor Strange thing. How many paths did you see where it worked out if they changed the rules for AMP? None. Zero. Nothing would survive it. It just wouldn't do it. It would spark thousands of knockoffs. It would absolutely do that. But it cannot. It can only exist the way that it's written. You have to have you have to have a base. You have to have a common understanding that everybody who's dealing with this understands. Gold has that. It has that common understanding that it's worth what it's worth because it's built into, it's just innate. It's 4,000 years of human civilization that has determined that gold and silver and copper are worth what they're worth. Now, silver and copper and gold to some extent have a manufacturing element to it. We all know that we use silver. Copper is everywhere. We understand that. So that affects its speculative value. But AMP has to maintain that same level of understanding. If it doesn't, it ceases to exist. That's it. It's gone. One day it's here, next day it's gone. Because you've just proven that you can manipulate the market. And when you do it with something like AMP, after a couple of years, more years of growth, when it's in Panama, when it's in Colombia, Brazil, Ukraine, when it starts permeating all the way through Eastern Europe, when you manipulate that now, you've manipulated the a fundamental currency understanding of the entire fucking world. It can't change because now you have just changed the entire planet and it can't work. It's like suddenly, I'm trying to find a good way to illustrate this with gold or silver. And you just can't because, again, we all understand what gold and silver are worth. But like anything else,
dumping a lot of it into the ocean. You can't do anything with it anymore.
No, it would be, it'd be like gathering all the gold and throwing it into the ocean. Yeah, that's right. But even at that case, man, it still exists. All right, it's not here. It's not liquid. It's not spendable, but it still exists. And you get Jacques Cousteau to go down there and pick it up, and you've just changed it. But that's why this is what I'm trying to illustrate with this, man. And this is why I see it being so big. Why I see it growing so much. And the fact that people are not even talking about El Salvador. The fact that it hit the news cycle and left the news cycle clearly illustrates to me that the majority of the world doesn't know or doesn't care or doesn't have a firm even a functional understanding of economics. The fact that this came and went so quickly shows me that people not only think the way we call NFTs a fad, the traditional legacy finance still thinks of crypto as a fad. They do. And the fact that this hit the news cycle and left so quick illustrates that to me better than anything else could. Guys, look, we are going to be right back. I'm sorry. Man, wouldn't this be fun to do on the live stream? Wouldn't this be fun to do on Thursday? Come on. Guys, give it up. Wouldn't that? I want to ask if anybody's watching tonight, man. Leave it in comments. Wouldn't this be fun to do on the big open live stream? How many people do you think would even understand what the hell we're saying when we start getting into economic fundamentals? How many people do you think would even understand what we're talking about? Oh, I'm just talking to myself right now. Put it in comments, guys. I'd love to know. All right, look, man, we're taking 60 seconds. We're coming back. Emery's got a lot more to say. So if you can give me 60 seconds, I don't know, man. Should I really have any more booze? I don't think it's a good idea. I have a big plan today, guys, and that's I have to fold my laundry. It's in the dryer right now. I have to fold my laundry. I don't know if I can do that.
You can't do that drunk, Scott.
I just can't. Well, again, I'm a functional alcoholic, man. You know what? I'm one of those jagoffs. I drive much better drunk. You know what? You keep thinking that, Huckleberry. It'll keep working out. Anyway, guys, give us 60 seconds. We'll be
right back.
ladies and gentlemen, and what else did I got to say? Oh, wait for it.
Oh, hey, you.
Yeah, that's right. Fuck me. All right, we were taking this 60 seconds here to have the conversation on if we should do this on Thursday. Emery's convinced that it will destroy the channel. I tend to agree. Belle is on the fence. She will not actually commit to one side or the other. You got to commit to one side or the other, man. Do we want to try this on a Thursday and see what it does to the channel? Because I got a hunch. We would go the way of the bonfire, man. They were neat at one time, and then they did this, and now they're just gone. I'm pretty sure that's about what would happen. I think it would gain us credibility with the intellectuals. I think it would absolutely destroy any credibility we might have in the crypto market. This is esoteric type of discussion, even for crypto. This is really, really esoteric. But it starts to bring me around by our why I see AMP having a higher long-term value than I think anybody talks about. I see it much higher than that. Again, because I see a change in the world. All right, Emery, take it away, sir.
All right. I kind of want to go back to a topic that we touched on earlier. Things like Plants vs. Undead. Just be aware of the scams out there when it comes to crypto, especially when it comes to getting advice on how to use crypto and how to invest it and what you can and can't spend on it, and especially how it's going to affect your finance life. Here's something the IRS just announced a couple days ago, and a lot of people don't know this, is that the IRS hires private collection agencies, PCAs, to collect debt. Most people don't know that. So when you get something from a call from something like CBE or Conserve, CBE is here in Iowa, by the way, Scott. That's in Des Moines.
Oh, is it?
That's a private collection agency directly hired by the IRS to collect payments. And I have a feeling a lot of that is going to come about in the next couple of years because people don't know what it means when you buy and sell crypto. I mean, I'm on the tax Reddit all day saying, how can I avoid taxable events when I buy and sell crypto on my platform? What if I don't take the money out? It doesn't matter, right? And if you decide to buy and sell a crypto and you get your forms from the IRS, don't be surprised if you missed a payment or whatever, that it might come from your bill might not come from the IRS. So just be careful about that. There are scamming companies that will try to mimic these bills and these notices. So just be aware. There's a list of them, of approved PCAs or private collecting agencies on the IRS website. Look them up. If there's not one from one of those, don't read it, tear it up, throw it away. Just be careful about those scams. They're going to be more and more prevalent because, the fraudsters and things like that know that people are ignorant. They know they don't know how to pay their tax debt. They know that you will be scammed out of your entire savings if you don't do it right. So, and this crypto market, because it's getting so big and so popular, people are being frivolous with it. See Exhibit A of Plants vs. Undead. So when Plants vs. Undead reaches that $5 mark, you go sell all your crypto and make $10,000 off of it, and you forget to pay your bill. Be careful about where that bill comes from.
Well, I'm not really concerned. That's why I have you. You take care of this shit for me, right? This is kind of the deal, Emery. That's what we signed up for. By the way, I know you know it,
but I know not everyone knows that, and not even some of our members might not realize that that's a huge problem. These tax bills are $2 billion. Every trimester, I want to say. So it's huge. And
$2 billion, that's a lot, dude.
$2 billion.
That's
what happens is that when the IRS can't collect on that, they get really upset, and when the government gets upset, they kind of take it out on us.
little bit. Well, I don't need to worry about that. All right, you take care of this. And yes, I'm wearing pants. I showed you. I'm wearing my old fatigues. So yes, I am wearing trousers tonight. However, but I don't have the nipple rings in. All right, I'm trying to be professional. I don't have nipple rings. That always be the dream though. I'm trying to. We're playing around with the new frame. I got to get a new frame set up. for when point counterpoint kind of thing when me and Emery are having a go at it. So you guys can't see it, but I'm actually playing with the frame a little bit right now and trying to tweak it in. We'll get it, guys. I haven't gotten it yet. We haven't even tried this since we started going over to Zoom. So 1 second, we will go back to our standard frame, and there we are, back to the standard frame. Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying on that one, man. I don't want to worry about it. That's why I got you. That's why I have an Emery, so I don't have to worry about stuff like this. You take care of it, man. Just tell me how much. I'll write the check. Check. You know, that's funny, man. When's the last time you wrote a check? Do you guys remember those? Anybody remember those? Checks, little paper you used to write. You know, you had to write it all out. Obviously, digital payments have made most of that irrelevant. Personally, I think it's because we've crossed the level where people can actually write out the numbers. So they can't write $1,842 on the check. So checks have I don't know if that's an indictment on our educational system.
Well, you know what's a fun fact about checks is that as they've been phasing out, check fraud's been going up because people don't remember how to write checks properly.
Right.
When you write, $2,000, make sure you throw the line all the way across, or else someone's going to write something in there.
You guys remember that, where you got to write the little line all the way across and put the XX over 100? You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Check fraud, man. You know what? People are innovative. It never fails. It never ceases to amaze me how innovative people will be when it comes to fraud. If it is ever more profitable to commit a crime than it is to work, meaning even if you get caught, you're not going to get punished to the extent that you should be punished for the problems and hazards and all that you've caused another person for that. But whenever it is easier to live off another person than it is to work, you will absolutely live off another person, man. Because let's be real here, guys. Work is pain. All right, work is pain. It's time. It's all that other stuff. So yeah, I I couldn't be happier. You know what? Our chat was absolutely dead. Do we have nobody on tonight? I mean, is that what it is?
We had a few on, obviously, and Hyalus and D Gully both asked a couple questions. We've only got 3 of them.
All right, ask the questions.
All right, so Hyalus was asking where on earth you bought Plants vs. Zombie.
You know what? I do not want to incentivize anybody to do what I did. So, you know what? Do your diligence, and I promise you will find it, and you can do it as well. Next question, please.
Hyalus was also asking, when Brotherhood of Steel was brought up, what exactly that is.
Take it away, guys.
Emery and I go out, and Scott occasionally joins us, and it's full geek mode. We go out in Ren Fair garb, and we beat the hell out of each other for charity.
Sometimes on purpose. It's great.
I know, right? It's a lot of fun. We get a lot of our aggression out that way.
Scott has another hobby that he doesn't discuss much on here, even though it's a very passionate hobby. Scott's a blacksmith, an old school blacksmith. I have a forge. I make armor. I know it's not popular. Making blades is popular. Everybody likes stuff that'll kill somebody else, but there's not a lot of popularity in the stuff that keeps those swords out of your heart. I make that. So I make medieval armor. I specialize in 15th and late 15th century, both German and Italian. So I do that. And if you spend the amount of time, and I've been doing it for about 20 years, so if you spend that amount of time learning that trade, you're going to want to show it off. So my armor looks good. I do it the real way. I do it I do it the way they did it. I spent a lot of time, a lot of research. I research that as hard as I research crypto. So if I have a hinge or a pin or a rivet in a certain place, there's a reason that it was in that. I got something in my eye. So, yeah. So with all of that, it was a natural fit for me to join into something like Brotherhood of Steel, just so that I can wear my armor and feel like a knight for a day. Feel like that's it. That's why I do it, man. It's pure, it's pure glamour. All right. What was the last question?
Last question came from D Gully. Shouldn't the max supply be available if the price is only tied to about 40% of the total amp right now?
Nope. It's not time yet. It's a release there. If you again go back to the white paper, and you can see that the release is scheduled. The dates are on there, and it's based on anticipated implementation of AMP. So it's done like this for a reason. I agree with it. I ran the numbers as well. And I'm not saying I'm smart enough to come up with something like amp, but I'm smart enough to do the math on amp. And I happen to agree. I think the way they're doing it in the release schedule, the way they're doing it, there's a reason for that. There's an absolute reason for that, and it has to do with implementation. You cannot flood the market with this right now. You can't, because it's a psychological effect. One, it's a psychological effect. Two, it's a math thing. So if you go back, break it down. If you guys ever want, you know what? I'll do a video about that. How about that? That very thing. Why they are releasing, where they're releasing, why they're releasing at this point. I will do a video about that, and you guys see if you agree with it or not. That's it. I'm not saying that I'm absolutely right. I'm saying that when I ran the numbers, this is what I came up with. So there you go. Is that it? There's no more.
We have two more questions, and they kind of go hand in hand. Both of them are from Hyelas. Do you think AMP will be the world currency in the future? Is that why you think burning won't work?
Yep. The one thing that I'm fortunate, or there's one thing that I'm very, very, very happy about. And you guys can apply that. You know what? Take whatever you want out of this following statement. There is a reason that AMP is divisible down 12 decimal places. I'll leave it there. Next question.
That was it, actually.
Okay. Well, you guys, you know what? You kind of suck today. Usually you pin my ears back, but these are all answerable. These are all answerable questions, man. I don't like that. I want to be able to defer more to Emery, because I know when you ask something really, really esoteric, I know he's Googling. I know he is. I can't hear him typing, but I assure you that he is. So I want to be able to defer more of these over to Emery. But no, these were nice and simple tonight. Guys, I hope that you enjoyed today's member stream. That's it. That's all I got. I hope you enjoyed today's member stream. I know we were all over the board, man. This is why we do it. This is the stuff that we can't do on Thursdays. This is the stuff that I would love to do on Thursdays, but it would destroy any credibility I might have built onto the channel. I'm sorry, man. There's not a lot of people that are going to be able to take what we're saying right here or take us seriously, because the stuff that we talk about, nobody talks about. They just don't. They don't do it in crypto. They don't do it on YouTube. They can't. All right? These are philosophical type of discussions, and it's very, very hard to find a receptive audience that would be that'd be willing to even entertain it. So I appreciate it. This is why we do the live streams. I hope you guys get some takeaways from some of this stuff. I'm not trying to incentivize you to buy more AMP. You should know that you should buy more AMP. I shouldn't have to tell you this anymore, man. What you're doing right now is going to affect your lives and the lives of your life, the lives of your kids, the lives of your grandkids 10 years from now. So what you're doing now, you have to be able to look to the future, take that 30,000-foot view on occasion. If you're not one to do that, never mind. I'll do it for you. Just keep tuning in. I'll do it for you. All right, Belle, I am going on mute. I am all talked out. And, I'm going to watch them fold my laundry and watch some football. That's the rest of my whole day. So if you could, Belle, I'm going on mute. Talk us up, talk us out. Emery, don't be so shy here. Take it away, guys.
All right. So for those of you who joined us this afternoon, yes, it's still afternoon, Scott. We do thank each and every one of you for being here. We hope you definitely enjoyed the humor and the amazing banter going back and forth between Scott and Emery today. We will definitely be back on next Saturday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I saw the comments. I didn't mean to interrupt. When I mean 12, that means it can go down 12 decimal places. The way that when you buy Bitcoin and you buy it for $1's worth of Bitcoin, which you can do, you get a fractional amount of it. AMP will go down 12 decimal places. Eli said it's 8. When I looked into it, it's 12. And there is a reason that it will go down 12 decimal places, and it's going to be necessary. I'm sorry. Carry on, Belle. Sorry.
Again, we will be back on this coming Saturday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you guys have any questions, if you have any feedback, please don't hesitate to email Scott and I. Our email addresses are on the bottom of the splash screen. You can reach us there anytime. And we do thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you next time.
are dropping new videos and podcasts every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And be sure to look for us on Instagram, Twitter, and Parler at The Podcasts. Also, visit our page at thepodcast.com, all one word, for all of our most current content.